Okay, let us solve one problem on shift of origin. The equation of the curve is x square plus 6xy plus 5y square minus 3x plus 4y plus 1 is equal to 0. Origin is shifted to h comma k, then the equation of the curve becomes x dash square plus 6x dash y dash plus 5y dash square minus 5x dash plus 6y dash minus 12 is equal to 0. Find h comma k. So let me just revise what we have done yesterday. If suppose this is the old system, if we shift origin to h comma k here, and if suppose old point P was x comma y and new was x comma y, then we said capital X and small x. What were the two formulae that we have written yesterday? X minus h is equal to capital X, y minus k is equal to capital Y. Therefore, x is equal to capital X plus h, y is equal to capital Y plus k. Now here instead of capital X and capital Y, x dash and y dash notation is used. We need to be clear about what notation we are using. Find out h comma k. Does not matter what these curves are. I mean, you are not aware of these curves, but shift of origin will work. Of time, so let me start writing now. There are two ways of doing it. Either forward translation transformation, that means this is old shifted to h comma k. What is the new equation? Compare that equation with this equation. Or backward translation transformation, this is the new equation, put x small x minus h in this equation, get the new old equation and compare the coefficients. Okay, so let us do it by forward method. So x is equal to capital X plus h. Capital X is x dash, therefore x dash plus h bracket square plus 6 x dash plus h into y dash plus k plus 5 y dash plus k bracket square minus 3 x dash plus h plus 4 y dash plus k plus 1 is equal to 0. Right? So let us combine the coefficients. X dash square can be generated only once. X dash square. Now what is the coefficient of x dash y dash? X dash y dash is generated here and that is also only once. Therefore the coefficient is 6 plus coefficient of y dash square is going to be 5 times y dash square plus. Now coefficient of x dash. X dash is generated here, so 2h. X dash is generated here, 6k. X dash is generated here, minus 3. Plus, inside bracket, y dash. What is the coefficient of y dash? Y dash is not generated here. Coefficient of y dash here is 6h y dash. So 6h. Coefficient of y dash here is 10k. Coefficient of y dash here is plus 4. Plus, what is the constant? H square. Here it will be 6hk. Here it will be 5k square. Here it will be minus 3h. Is that right? Plus 4k plus 1. is equal to 0, right? So now practically this equation and this equation, they must be same. So corresponding coefficients must be equal or proportional, but leading coefficient 1, 1 same. So they must be equal. 6, 6 equal, good. 5, 5 equal, very good. Now let us see what is the equation that we get. If we compare x dash coefficient, we get 2h, we get 2h plus 6k minus 3 is equal to minus 5. If we compare y dash coefficient, we get 6h plus 10k plus 4 is equal to 6. Oh, good enough. Actually, if we compare this should be minus 12, but we can cross check our answer by putting h and k back into this equation, whether we get minus 12 or not. So we can solve these two now. Let me solve it. I mean, let me write it in this way. So if I take it to the other side, it will be minus 2. 2 is removed. So h plus 3k is equal to minus 1. And if I take this to RHS, it will be 2. Again, 2 can be removed. And I can write it as 3h plus 5k is equal to 1. Now, Cramer's rule, h is equal to minus 5 minus 3 upon 5 minus 9. That is equal to minus 8 upon minus 4, which is 2. And if h is 2, k is going to be minus 1. Because 2 comes this side, it becomes minus 3, k is minus 1, h is 2, k is minus 1. Okay, now whether your answer is correct or not, you can cross check by evaluating this bracket, and it should be minus 12. Let us see. 4 plus 6 into h into k, 12 minus 1 minus 12 plus 5 minus 6 minus 4 plus 1. So minus 12 we want. Therefore, this is 11. 9 plus 1, 10 minus 10 minus 12. We are correct. Therefore, h comma k is 2 comma minus 1. Arey, समझते का?
Yes.
Yes, let me take one more problem, because I've just explained you the concept. Let me solve this activity 3. Y is equal to 2x square minus 12x plus 23. 1. Find vertex. Hey, do you know how to do this? We have done it long back. But I suppose you must be aware of this method of completing square. So vertex is, can you tell me what is vertex of this? Or have we found out formula? Minus b by 2a comma minus beta 1 or a. Yes or no?
Yes, sir, we have found.
We have found out, and you must remember. So b is minus 12. So it is 12 upon 4, comma, what is discriminant? 144 minus 24 से 4 से 2 ना 8 16 17 18. Discriminant delta is negative, which is 40 minus 40. So minus minus 40 is 40 divided by 4a 8. This is what is vertex, which is 3 comma 8 पंचा 40. Okay, find vertex. Shift origin to vertex. Shift origin to vertex. So if I shift origin to vertex, then x will be equal to capital X plus 3. Y will be equal to, sorry, y will be equal to capital Y plus 5. So my new equation of parabola will become capital Y plus 5 is equal to 2 inside bracket capital X plus 3 bracket square plus minus 12 inside bracket capital X plus 3 plus 23, which is 2 inside bracket, which is 2 inside bracket capital X square plus X plus 9 minus 12x minus 36 plus 23, which is equal to 2x square plus 12 minus 12 gone. Now 18, 18 plus 23 is 8 9 10 41 आणि this is what 18 आणि 23 minus 36 6 आणि 5 11. Is that correct? What is this? 41 is positive minus 36, so plus 5. I think I am doing correct. So y is equal to 2x square is the, sorry, capital X is the equation of new same parabola with new coordinate system. Okay, then there are a couple of more questions. Find the equation of P is done. I mean, shift origin to V, find the equation. So this is 3. 4 is A and B are the points on P. A and B are on P. P means parabola. Such that AB is parallel to x-axis. Find the coordinates of AB in the new system. Find A and B in new system if AB is equal to 6. Now let me explain you directly. The parabola is looking like this. Y is equal to 2x square. That means it is a steep parabola. Origin is at now vertex 0 0 new. I am considering new parabola. So this is y is equal to 2x square. And you want A and B such that this distance is 6. Now it is really easy because this is 3 and this is 3. So x coordinate of B is going to be 3 and x coordinate of A is going to be minus 3. So if x coordinate of B is 3, then y coordinate, so this is 3 comma 18 and this is minus 3 comma 18. So these are the two coordinates of A and B in the new system. What are the corresponding coordinates of A and B in the old system? Now the fifth question is, what is A and B in old system? Okay, so these are now capital X comma capital Y. And if I want to go back in small, capital X comma capital Y, capital X is equal to minus 3, which is equal to X minus H. H is, what is your H? 3. Therefore, X is equal to 0. And capital Y is equal to 18, which is equal to small y minus 5, which is equal to किती येतात 8 आणि 5 13 23. Y is equal to 20. This is A. Similarly, B is going to be minus 3 got cancelled. Now if it is plus 3, it will become 6. X coordinate will be 6. Y coordinate will continue to remain 23. These are the answers of all 5 questions. Bola, any doubt? Okay, next problem is if origin is shifted to minus 1, 2, new equation of the curve is x square plus 5xy plus 3y square is equal to 0. Find the original equation. Okay, this problem is exactly the same as the problem that I have solved in the beginning. So I am not solving this. The answer for this problem is x square plus 5xy plus 3y square minus 8x minus 7y plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, now solve this. This is something similar to the first one. Old equation is this. New equation looks like this. Find h comma k and of course the denominators. Both of them are supposed to be positive, greater than 0. So find h, k, a and b. Okay, let us solve it by putting capital X plus h and capital Y plus k for small x and small y respectively. We get this equation, and the coefficient of capital X square is 4 capital X square. I don't think that there will be any xy term. So capital Y square is 9 capital Y square plus something into capital X plus something into capital Y plus something is equal to 0. What is something for X? 8h plus 16h. Is that right?
So plus 16.
Plus 16. Huh? 8h plus 16. Okay. Then 18k. 18k minus 18. And constant is 4h square plus 9k square. I think I need bigger bracket. 4h square. Actually, if I substitute this back into the origin, h and k if substituted in this, that is what is the constant. It seems every time plus 9k square minus plus 16h minus 18k plus 24. Is equal to 0. So I am supposed to solve these two equations. It should be easy. 8 times h plus 2 should be equal to 0. H is equal to minus 2. 18 times k minus 1 should be equal to 0. K is equal to 1. I just need to cross check whether it is correct or not. Let me check. 4 चौक 16 अधिक 9 वजा 32 वजा 18 अधिक 24. Is this 0? 25 आणि रे 16 . 16 4 चौक 16 अधिक 9 वजा 32. अरे काय करतोय मी?
सर करेक्ट आहे सर 1
सर
हा?
-1 येतं
Minus
सर -1 येतो
1 येतं.
कुठे? हा इथे
सर,
-1 यायला पाहिजे. ओके ओके, correct. So everything is going good. So h comma k is correct. So if h comma k is correct, then I am getting this equation. What is the equation that I am getting? This is -1, so that goes to other side. Therefore 4 capital X square plus 9 capital Y square is equal to 1. But I have given you x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equal to 1. So you should write this equation as x square upon 1 upon 4 plus y square upon 1 upon 9 is equal to 1. Then you compare a is half and b is 1/3. Okay. ठीक. Stop. Two lines are there in the plane, XOY plane. L1 is 3x plus 4y minus 6 and L2 is 5x minus 12y plus 6, both equal to 0. Find the equation, find equations of angle bisectors. Okay, I wait for 5 minutes. You should try yourself to find out the equations of angle bisectors. Otherwise, I will let you know how to do it. Because we know geometry and therefore we know what is angle bisector. It is a geometry. It's a locus. Using that, we should be able to do it. If I want to solve and find out the bisector, I will diagram. One line is like this, another line is like this. This is 3x plus 4y minus 6 is equal to 0. This is 5x minus 12y plus 6 is equal to 0. And suppose I am trying to find out a bisector. And there will be one like this. There will be two bisectors, right? So bisectors, both the bisectors will pass through point of intersection. So it is good to find intersection. Cramer's rule, 3x plus 4y is equal to 6. 5x minus 12y is equal to minus 6. So x is equal to 1272 अधिक 724 भागिले 1236 वजा 520. That makes it 8 आणि 4 12 घेऊन टाकला आणि 58 upon 56. Maybe this is not the correct method of doing it, but let us do it this way. Hope I am doing it correctly.
Sir, it should be minus 48 in the
Yes, sir, -48.
Sir, minus 48 in numerator.
minus 48 पाहिजे नाही का? चुकलं. This should be minus 48 upon minus 56. 12 कशाने जातोय त्याला भाग मग 9 नाही.
Sir, 8 नी जातोय.
6 by 7.
8 8 7 8 6 by 7 and y is equal to minus 18 minus 30 divided by minus 56 makes it 48. Same.
हो सर, सेम येत आहे.
Yes, sir.
6 upon 7. So 6 by 7 comma 6 by 7. 6 by 7 comma 6 by 7 is my point of intersection, which should satisfy both my equations, whatever angle bisector equations that I find out. Okay, now theory. Suppose there is a point x h comma k on this bisector. Then its distance with respect to this line and its distance with respect to this line should be same. Yes. So maybe this might not be useful, but okay. Of h from first line is, put h in that equation. 3h plus 4k minus 6 absolute value divided by 3 square plus 4 square root 5 is equal to absolute value of 5h minus 12k plus 6 divided by 30. Oh, mod x is equal to mod y, then either x is equal to y or x is equal to opposite of y. I think we have drawn the graphs and we can play with this. And finally, see, let me explain. If I solve RHS mod sign, then I will get mod x is equal to either y or mod x is equal to opposite of y, depending upon what y is. These will be the two answers. And now if I solve LHS, I get x is equal to y or opposite of x is equal to y. If I solve this, x is equal to opposite of y or opposite of x is equal to opposite of y. Oh, did I get 4 different equations or did I get only 2? Either x is equal to y, this and this is same, and this is same. So if you are resolving absolute value sign from both LHS and RHS, you end up getting only one pair, that is plus or minus. So I get 3h plus 4k minus 6 upon 5 is equal to either plus or minus 5h minus 12k plus 6 upon 13. Okay, so one angle bisector will be with plus here, another angle bisector will be with minus here, and whether we are doing it correctly or not, we can cross check by comparing slopes of those two angle bisectors, because we know for sure that these angle bisectors are perpendicular to each other. Angle bisectors are perpendicular to each other. So after doing this, we will cross check whether m1 m2 is equal to minus 1 or not. So without mistake, I am supposed to do calculations, and hence I start doing 13 h 1352 की 1378 is equal to, I am taking plus first, 25 minus 12 पंचे 60, 25h minus 60k plus 30. This is one equation, or another equation, LHS will be same, 39h plus 52k minus 78 is equal to minus 25h plus 60k minus 30, right? So let us solve one by one. 39 minus 25 is 14h. 52 plus 60 plus 112k minus 78 minus 30. Okay, you can reduce this further. I can take 2 common. So 7h plus 56k minus 54 is equal to 0. बरोबर आहे? अरे बरं चाललंय का?
Oh, sorry.
I think so. Okay, if we do this, then 39 plus 25, 9 5 14 64h. 52 minus 6 is 40. 6. Okay. 78 minus 30 minus 48 is equal to 0. Now how much I can take out? Is this calculation correct? Yes.
I think 8K.
8.
सर तुम्ही 6K घेतलाय फक्त तो प्लस 60K पाहिजे RHS ला.
Yes, sir.
That is why those numbers are looking totally different. These are our special characters. These are our special characters. Delete. So that is what is the silly mistake. K minus 30. So it is 5064 H minus 8K 48 0 841 864. These are the two. What is the slope of this line? Okay, now replacing, okay, this is a locus problem. Replacing h by x and k by y, we get desired locus. So this is one locus of point which is equidistant from these two lines. This is another locus of point which is equidistant from these two lines. Now slope of this line is 8. And slope of this line is minus 7 by 56, which is minus 1 upon 8. Correct. So m1 is equal to 8, m2 is equal to minus 1 upon 8, and therefore our answers are correct. So two equations are 8x minus y minus 6 is equal to 0, 7x plus 56y minus 54 is equal to 0. These are the two equations of angle bisectors. Those who got them in the first place, their answers are correct, remaining are wrong. Find the equations of angle bisectors of the lines nine x plus 2y is equal to 13, 7x minus 6y is equal to minus 5. Okay, let us quickly write down the generalized equations of angle bisectors and then maybe write down the answers for this. Suppose it is given that a1x, suppose it is given that a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0 is your L1, and L2 is a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0, then angle bisector 1 is going to be equal to a1x plus b1y plus c1 divided by root of a1 square plus b1 square is equal to plus a2x plus b2y plus c2 divided by root of a2 square plus b2 square. And angle bisector number 2 will be a1x plus b1y plus c1 divided by radical a1 square plus b1 square is equal to minus a2x plus b2y plus C2 divided by radical A2 square plus B2. So this is what is your formula for angle bisectors. All the simplification needs to be done once the numericals are put, not in this stage. Okay. So if we use this formula here, our answer for the given problem is 9x plus 2y minus 13 divided by root 85 is equal to plus or minus 7x minus 6y plus 5 divided by root 85. Oh, good. Root 85 gets cancelled. Therefore, two angle bisectors that we get are x plus 4y minus 9 is equal to 0 and 4x minus y minus 2 is equal to 0. And these are the answers for above questions. Now, let us look at the geometry of these two lines. What is the slope of this line? First line, minus 9 by 2. Okay. Understand whatever I am saying. You have to understand it well now. Pay proper attention. Suppose you really try to sketch it properly. What should I do? Okay. I should shift everything to left hand side and create space here. Okay. Now what I am trying to do is telling you the geometry of it. Geometry is going to look like this. Suppose this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis. Slope is minus 9 by 2 and can you find out your point of intersection quickly? It is 1, 2. So maybe I will do it. 1, 2. I have designed it like that. So the line is passing through 1, 2. 1, 2 makes it 13. 1, 2 makes it 9. So 1, 2 is on these two lines and minus 9 by 2 is a slope. That means if I go 2 units in positive direction of x-axis, I go minus 9 units in the positive direction of y-axis. Therefore, this line is approximately going to be like this. I mean, just sketching. Slope negative, that means utar, like this, and it is 4.5. So if you go 1 unit in positive direction of x-axis, you will go 4.5 units in y, and it is negative. What is the slope of this? 7 by 6. It is almost 1, almost equal to 1, but little more positive. So it is going to be positive slope, but not 45 degree, maybe 50 degree line, something like this. This is actual geometric diagram I am trying to make. This is my L1, this is my L2. So of course, if I draw angle bisector here, and if I draw angle bisector here, they are going to be perpendicular. Always one will have positive slope and another will have negative slope. Always one will have positive slope and another will have negative slope. Slope of this angle bisector is minus 1 by 4. Slope of this bisector is 4. Why will it be like that? If one is negative, other must be positive. Why is that going to be true? Because they are perpendicular to each other. Do you understand? Unless they are parallel to x-axis and y-axis. Suppose you end up getting angle bisectors like this. Then one is positive, another is negative. We cannot say because one is 0. One has slope 0 and another has slope undefined. So except this condition, every time you will get two bisectors, One is with positive slope, another is with negative slope. Now we come to know that the first bisector that we have written here, let us call it as A1 or B1, bisector number 1, which has got negative slope, and therefore geometrically I can say that this is B1. Otherwise there is a confusion. Which one is B1 and which one is B2? Bisector 1, bisector 2. So the fastest method of identifying which bisector is which is to sketch little to scale and identify. So this seems to be B1 and this seems to be B2 as far as my sketching is concerned. But you may go wrong because this is marginal. 6 by 7 by 6 is almost 145-degree line. But if you do the sketching correctly, you will be able to identify the bisectors correctly. Now the question is going to be like this. L1 and L2 create 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Two intersecting lines will create 4 parts of the plane. And of course, there are 2 more parts of the plane which are lines themselves. Okay. But then let us consider 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. If x-axis and y-axis is concerned, this is called first quadrant. This is called second quadrant. This is called third quadrant. This is called fourth quadrant. But if those are any 2 lines, L1, L2, they are not called first, second. There are 4 quadrants totally. Now, question will be like this. Find the equation of bisector which passes through quadrant containing, say, 10, 0. Then you must report B1. If you report B2, your answer is going to be wrong. Do you understand what I am trying to say?
Yes, sir.
If you are asked to find equations of both angle bisectors, that is the easiest thing to do, which you have already done. There are 2 angle bisectors, one is B1, another is B2. We don't know which one is which, but you wanted 2 equations, we give you 2 equations. Okay. But then if I am asking you, I know there are 2 angle bisectors, but you give me the bisector which passes through quadrant containing so and so point. Then we should have method by which we will be able to identify that. Do you understand the statement of the problem? This is little involved. So you want to concentrate, you have to concentrate and understand this. Now, because we are dealing with algebra, we have to have algebraic solution to this problem. We can always find out geometric solution to this problem by actual sketching. That is easier, provided somebody is not drawing the lines such that you are bound to get confused as are concerned. If it is not like that, then it is easy, more easy geometrically. I have already explained you how to do it. But then we need to find out a method by which we solve this problem algebraically. Here is the method.
Sir,
Yes.
so in the coordinate geometry questions you had sent, there was one question where we had to find angle bisector, and it was stated that we had to report the equation of bisector which contained the point 1, -3. So we just have to check.
Yes,
In
I mean
which-
that is easy. If the point on the bisector is given,
then
it
we
is
have to
the
just
easiest problem.
substitute and check, right?
Yes, you have to substitute that point on these 2 equations. or whichever satisfies you. But then I think that problem is not given like that. It should be like this. Find the equation of bisector which passes through quadrant containing that point. Otherwise, there is no, I mean, you need not have to use this theory to find out the angle bisector. If the point on angle bisector is given, you already know point of intersection. So it is easy to find out that equation, 2-point form. If I give you any point on this bisector B1, if this point is given P1, and if you can always find out point of intersection, so you get the equation of bisector. The problem is not going to be that easy. Problem is going to be like this. 10, 0 does not satisfy any of these two lines. But 10, 0 is indefinitely one quadrant. So we want to find out the bisector passing through the quadrant containing 10, 0. So that is the real challenge. Let us see if we can work it out. Now, understand what I am trying to say. Let us take two easy lines passing through say 2, 1, line passing through 2, 1 and with 45 degree. So it is x minus y is equal to 1. Okay, and take one more line, which is y-axis intercept is say 3, 0, 3. So the slope of line is 2, again 1, minus 1, but then they will be perpendicular. So we don't want them to be perpendicular, and hence I make the intersection 5, 0, 5. This is 2, 1, so 5 will go far away. 0, 5. So slope is 4 upon minus 2. The minus 2 is the slope. So the equation of this line is minus 2 is a slope, x plus y is equal to 5. Okay, so these are the two lines which are given. I want to study what kind of quadrants it creates. Okay, understand this. Suppose any point, if I take say 3, 2 is a point P1. This is L1. This is L2. Where is 3, 2? It is. Do you identify? Do you understand? Why is it on L1? Because if I substitute P 3, 2, I get 1. That means it is on L1. P2, 3, 1. Is it on L1? No. So 3, 1, if I put, I get LHS 2, RHS 1. So it is greater than inequality. And this point is below. This point is below this point. P3. 3, 0. 3 is greater than 0. So do you understand that all the points below this line in this direction, I mean below is not the correct English word, but all the points in this half plane, no matter which point I put, will it give me LHS greater than 1? Inequality? Yes or no? Okay, for the purpose of simplicity, I mean right from the day 1, let me not write this as x minus y is equal to 1. Let me write it as x minus y minus 1 is equal to 0. Let L2 be 2x plus y minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, so LHS greater than 1. Now LHS for 3, 2, LHS will be 0, RHS will be 0. For 3, 1, LHS will be positive, RHS is 0. 3, 0, LHS is positive, RHS is 0. Okay, so I can call the points in this red half plane with respect to line L1 positive points. LHS is positive, RHS is 0. So let us check. If I take point other side, P4 if I take 3, 3, 3, 3, 0, minus 1. So LHS becomes smaller than 0. So LHS is negative, RHS is 0. So all the points, as far as this half plane is concerned is negative. So L1 analysis is over. Let us do L2 analysis. And anyway, we have this point. So 2, 1. Okay, not 2, 1. Let us take another point. If I take y is equal to 5, then x becomes 0. So 0, 5. Is this on L2? Yes. 0, 5. 5. Now let us not use this. Let us use this. 0, 5 is on L2. Yes. 0, 4. 0, it is less than inequality. 0, 3 less than inequality. So 0, 5. Sorry. 0, 5. This point is on the line, and all the points below that. I have to use different colors now. So all the points below that. Okay, am I running out of colors now? Colors. Blue. So all the points in this direction, in this upplane, as far as L2 is concerned, are negative. And all the points in the remaining, the other side, even if we check, we will get it, but let us say all the points this side, as far as L2 is concerned, are positive. Okay, so I have made enough mess on the board now. Let us sort it out. So I am going to write here that if any point is in this quadrant, green and orange is minus plus, red and blue plus minus, red, orange, this quadrant is plus, बरोबर चाललंय ना?
Yes, sir.
And this quadrant is
Minus.
So one good thing is happening, that same parity points are in the opposite quadrants, and opposite parity points are in opposite quadrants. That is good. Tell me whether you have understood this so far or not. Have you understood this? A line
Yes.
partitions the plane actually in 3 parts. Points on the line, points in one half plane, points in the other half plane. And in coordinate geometry, it is absolutely easy to check which point is in which quadrant, which half plane. So because there are 2 lines, there are 4 quadrants. Because of one line, one half plane is positive, other half plane is negative, remaining points are on the line. Because of line number 2, one half plane is positive, another half plane is negative, and the points are on the line. Therefore, 4 quadrants will be of 4 types: plus plus, minus minus, plus minus, minus plus. Fortunately, plus plus and minus minus are vertically opposite quadrants. minus plus and plus minus are vertically opposite quadrants. That is what we got right now. But then this plus minus minus plus notation that we are writing right now is temporary, because let me confuse you some still more further. If this is the equation of line that I have taken now. If I take the equation of line minus x plus y plus 1 is equal to 0, then P1 still satisfies this line. Instead of this now, I use this equation. Is the line same? Yes, because I have just multiplied by minus 1. Equation is different, but the line is same. P1, yes, on the line. But P2, minus 3 plus 1 plus 1. So parity has changed. The half plane which was positive now becomes negative. And therefore the other half plane which was negative becomes positive, changed. If I keep this line as it is, and if I multiply this line by minus 1, then what are the quadrants now? What are the quadrants now? This becomes new color. This earlier it was plus plus, now it has become minus plus. Opposite, earlier it was minus minus, now it has become plus minus. Do we realize? Earlier this was minus plus, now it has become plus plus. Earlier this was plus minus, now it has become minus minus. So by multiplying the equation by minus 1, I change. But still, what happens? Same parity quadrants are vertically opposite, and opposite parity quadrants are still vertically opposite. That is good part of it. Have you understood what I did? I multiplied one equation by minus 1. Therefore, first, with respect to first line, the half plane which was positive became negative. With respect to first line, the half plane which was negative became positive. And the second line was kept as it is. If the second line also was multiplied by minus 1, then those numbers also would have changed. So, what we want to observe by doing this is opposite quadrants, either they have same parity, both of them minus minus or plus plus, or they have opposite parities, plus minus or minus plus. That is what we have observed. So now let me come back to the final answer. Therefore, I don't mind taking this in whatever form. Therefore, in our problem, where is our problem now? Where is our problem? The problem that we have solved. In our problem, these are the two lines given to me. So now I carefully use those two lines. I'm going to use those lines carefully. Carefully means as follows. I will write the equations of line. L1 is given to be 9x plus 2y minus 13 is equal to 0. But I will use L1 as minus 9x minus 2y plus 13 is equal to 0. L2 is given as 7x minus 6y plus 5 is equal to 0. I will use it as it is, because what I am trying to do is I am making this constant positive. That is good thing to have. Okay. So constant, I deliberately made it positive. Therefore, what will happen if I draw these lines, if I draw these two lines in actual plane, which we drew. So I am replicating that diagram. something like this. Okay, so slope of this was negative. नाही, आणि एकाचा पॉझिटिव्ह होता ना slope. This slope was negative and this slope was positive. This was almost 45-degree line. Something like this. Okay, so now what I am trying to say, that if I substitute origin in this equation, 0, 0, origin. If I substitute origin in this equation, the origin containing quadrant, okay, I am fixing something. Origin containing quadrant is going to be plus plus, because I made these constants plus plus. And origin makes everything 0 as far as this part is concerned. Therefore, origin containing quadrant is plus plus. Therefore, I would prefer to write both the given equations like this. If both the equations given are in the form where they are plus plus, you need not have to change. If both of them are minus minus, you multiply both of them by minus minus 1 and change them and make these two constants positive. That means origin is in the positive quadrant or negative quadrant. Whatever. Because we are not drawing. These are the vertically opposite quadrants. Okay. And then if you want to find out the bisector passing through origin containing quadrant, then you take positive sign. What will be the bisector equation in that case? Minus 9x minus 2y plus 13 divided by root 85. Here either plus or minus you can take. But then if you want to find out the bisector passing through quadrant containing origin, you take positive and go ahead with that. Your answer is going to be correct. This is the bisector passing through quadrant containing origin. Okay, so if I substitute 0, 0 in both these lines, I get positive. So origin containing quadrant, you take positive sign here, your answer is going to be correct. Now when we took positive, I think we got this answer. Yes or no? This answer. And the slope of this line is negative. I think the sketch that I have made originally was more correct. Okay, sketching is not that correct, but this is the correct answer. Quadrant containing origin, the bisector passing through quadrant containing origin is going to be this. And therefore, suppose you are asked to find out the bisector. Am I making it difficult? No, I will tell you now. I will tell you, I will repeat this tomorrow also. Find the angle bisector passing through quadrant containing 1, 2. Suppose 1, 2. Now you know if you put 0, 0, both the parities are plus in these two lines. So if you put 1, 2, then what happens? We should check. Minus 9 minus 4. Oh, 1, 2 is point of intersection. Say minus 2, 1. Quadrant containing minus 2, 1. What is the substitution here? 18 minus 2 plus 13. Is this positive? So positive. First line is positive. Second line minus 14 minus 6 plus 5. So this is less than 0. So as far as minus 2, 1 is concerned, first line it gives positive, second line it gives negative. However, if I put origin, I get positive, positive. So minus 2 comma 1 is not either in the quadrant containing origin or vertically opposite. It is in the remaining one of the two remaining quadrants. It is in the one of the two remaining quadrants. Check whether you are understanding. I will explain this again tomorrow, but you need to sit and understand what we have discussed today. Draw different sketches and find out whatever we are talking, it is working or not. Okay. If you take any other point, say 5,2, 5,3, it will give you inequalities, LHS, RHS. If both the inequalities are same, that means either it is in the origin containing quadrant or vertically opposite. If both the inequalities are opposite, then it is in the remaining two. So with the help of origin containing quadrant, we are going to finally diagnose which bisector belongs to which quadrant. Pending, you don't solve those problems yet again. You solve remaining problems of coordinate geometry. We will discuss this again tomorrow in the beginning. We will solve problem. I will make sure that your bisectors are correct, and then I will solve your difficulties tomorrow. By the end of tomorrow's lecture, we are done with two-dimensional geometry. Don't worry.